welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy and I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. And today's pick a card topic is all about an urgent message from your higher self or from your future self. And today we're asking the question about how will your life transform when you stop settling? Maybe settling in career, relationships, feelings about yourself. So we're getting messages from your future self today, and how will your life transform once you stop settling in the roles that you are playing at this moment. So we do have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1 with the 9 of Pentacles. We have pile number 2 with the Judgment. And we have pile number 3 with the 9 of Cups. So whichever pile or piles are calling out, there may be messages waiting from your highest self, your future self at this time. My timestamps will always be listed below, as always. And of course, we'd like to take a moment to thank our beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you to everyone who's been leaving kind comments in the comment section. And thank you to everyone who has been extra kind when people aren't so kind in the comment section. I really want you to know that I see you. I really appreciate you defending other people, defending me, defending the channel. Sometimes people just don't have nice things to say, and that's okay. That's okay. That's why I always encourage people to take what clicks with them and leave behind what doesn't. We're trying to create a beautiful place of inclusion. We're trying to create a place where everyone can feel welcome. So I'm really so proud of my community, and I'm really proud of everyone who is supporting each other in the comment section. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your presence. Do not forget to drop your comments below and hit your notification bell so that I can notify you if you are chosen for the free tarot reading. And if you're new to the channel, I do offer a free tarot reading for those who have been on my list. For those who are subscribed, I try to draw a couple of names a month, and I've been trying to draw extra names these last couple of months because the holidays are coming up. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, drop your comment below. It can even be a couple of emojis for your chance to win a free tarot reading from me, and I will notify you in the comment section beneath your comment, giving you clear directions on how to reach out to me to access your reading. But for today's pick a card topic, an urgent message from your future self, and we're asking her or him the question today: how will your life transform once you stop settling? So pile 1, pile 2, and pile number 3. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You are drawn to the beautiful 9 of Pentacles, and this is your reading. How will your life transform when you stop settling? Now, the 9 of Pentacles can be a very practical card. You can see she's got this beautiful cornucopia of fruit sitting on top of her head. This is referencing your own inspiration. You'll notice here that we have this bird that she's really studying, and every time I see that a bird is not in flight, I do think about news that hasn't come in. So maybe you're waiting for upgrades in your life. Maybe you're waiting for a sign, and this may be the sign from your future self that you've been asking, or that you've been looking for, because you've got so many amazing ideas, and I feel like you're afraid to go out on your own and be an independent financially. And maybe you have great entrepreneurial ideas or business ideas, and you might be sort of cautiously taking a passive approach to some of these inspired ideas, but your guides may feel like you're sitting on a gold mine, and you're actually the gold mine, and the gold is just a beautiful byproduct. So let's take a look here and see. So pile number 1, please. How will your life transform? An urgent message from your higher self or your future self. We have the Strength. When you stop settling. We have the Lovers. We have the Hierophant. The Emperor. They're highlighting how you settling, even in just one area of your life, whether it be in your career, your love life, it impacts all the other areas of your life. Here's the 6 of Wands. Back of the deck is the 3 of Wands, and we have Temperance. You'll notice that Temperance has their legs crossed here, and we have Justice. So your good outcomes, the positive results that can happen for you when you stop settling in certain areas of your life are being pushed off as we are delaying our actions, as we're delaying our own inspiration. Here's the Knight of Pentacles. Because there's a really strong message coming in for you, Pile 1, regarding waiting too long. Maybe waiting for change and never really giving yourself the permission to launch yourself into something new. Launching yourself into a new career path, launching yourself into new relationships. It's like you're holding yourself back, maybe out of habit, perhaps, with the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe out of comfort. Because even if this isn't growth, it's still comfortable. We've gotten used to perhaps staying in one realm. We've gotten used to things always being the same. Here's the Devil. And because I'm reading for the collective, this message has so many different variants to it, because some of you are settling in relationships. Some of you are settling in your career path. In this case, they're talking about like luxury and confidence and financial abundance that could be coming in for you once you stop settling. This future version of you is thanking you for not settling anymore, because they're sitting in the position that they're in because of you. And they want you looking to that future. And they say that opportunity is not coming for you because you are the opportunity. Your inspiration is the opportunity. And you are the bird that is supposed to take flight. They want you to switch positions here with the Nine of Pentacles. We're no longer waiting for news to come in or waiting for any opportunity. We are the opportunity. We're here to launch. And this is what Spirit is speaking about. It's like, this is going to help you to upgrade so many different areas of your life, because you have now a refusal to be kept waiting. And and this is in regards to business right now for someone watching, but that attitude adjustment is also going to impact your love realm. It's going to impact, you know, what you tolerate. Because once you stop settling, you stop chasing. We're no longer in the chasing energy. We move into a position of confidence. And here's the Knight of Cups. Now, I can't deny that for some, this could be an idea you have to launch your own business. And maybe you're waiting for ideal conditions, or you're waiting for the perfect moment. But the truth is, again, you are the perfect moment. You are the one launching yourself. And if we were to look at all the obstacles, they're saying if we're looking at all the obstacles in a true reflective way, and we're being honest with ourselves during these reflections, then we would say that the only obstacle we have is fear itself. And the fear of like a chain of events that goes in the wrong direction. And Spirit says if we're going to anticipate and fear a chain of events going in the wrong direction, we might as well switch that narrative to a chain of events going in the right direction for us. We have the Fool. Now, they're showing me, I'm Canadian, so they show me a lot of references that would make sense to me. So if you're from a different country, this may not make sense to you, but they're showing me Terry Fox, and he is kind of a Canadian hero to us. And he was just a young man who, before Canada had any cancer research funding, he was a young man who got cancer, and he decided to run across Canada on one leg because he had lost his leg to cancer. And this was before running legs were invented. He had to run on those old, really archaic type of really hard rustic legs that would make it was a very painful journey for him. But he said something that Spirit is bringing up for you now, that we don't have to wait for a special event or have something terrible to happen to us, like cancer, for instance, before we find out what kind of stuff we're really made of. We can start now. And he said anybody can. And that's what they're kind of hoping for. They're hoping that you'll start now, that you're sitting on a cornucopia of great ideas, or an idea that you've been babying along for quite some time, wondering if it would launch, wondering if you'll find success. If it's a product, if it's you could be the product, for instance. They want you to get in the water. They're asking you to jump in the water. The water being the inspiration. Don't be afraid to get, and they're saying don't be afraid to get your feet wet. Don't be afraid to get your whole body wet at this point in that inspiration. Because instead of fear being a constant companion, Hope should be your constant companion. Anticipation of good things as well. Here's the Six of Cups coming through. And they're actually saying that once you launch yourself, especially if this is a good business opportunity, they see like people coming forward to help you. People coming forward to buy your product. People coming forward to help influence you. It's almost like a partnership that forms. They're also highlighting partners and children that could be impacted greatly, and not even in ways that we might think, again, financial ways, because this is somebody sitting in a position where they have arrived because they didn't listen to naysayers, even if they were the naysayer, because they worked through obstacles, they worked through distractions, so they got themselves where they deserve to be. And that's what will happen for you if you stop settling. And they say that for some, maybe you've been in your career path or been doing one thing forever, like you've been doing it since the beginning. And so that's it's secure. It might feel quote unquote good enough, but it isn't, because it's actually you settling. And the truth is that we've been holding back for so long because of fear, not because we don't think we're capable, not because we're worried about the impact it'll have on family and children, is because of fear. But they're saying that the impact that you'll provide, especially for children, well, your husband or partner and children as well, it is so inspirational. It's a gift that you give them, especially on young people, because they are indoctrinated into a lot of ideas by the time they're 7 years old. And so if we will tell them that settling is okay, that's what they will accept and prove to accept for themselves. We have the Ten of Wands, and we have Tower energy coming here, and the Tower energy is bringing up epiphanies. They're talking about solid builds with effort. All of these inspirations that maybe you've been having for years, but you have been afraid to launch because maybe you're waiting for a collaborator, or you're waiting for someone to say it's a good idea. And this is your future self saying, it's a great idea. Let's work together to achieve it. The Tower is something we're building with effort. This is again, a new position. Here we have the Sun coming out for you. And a sense of having arrived. There's the Tower again, a sense of having arrived and a reason to celebrate. This path for you is as well, when you stop settling in your current career, for instance, if that's how you are resonating with this message, is going to bring you towards all different walks of life. You're going to be connecting with people, maybe even on a worldwide stage in some ways, connecting with people of all different walks of life. And they're saying that ultimately, with this Nine of Pentacles, this is like a life of luxury, where you're not answering to other people, where you only answer for yourself. And they're saying that the first idea that you launch, it's not the last idea. I see like idea after idea after idea. I see you traveling. You are actually the reward. And they're saying that independence becomes your peace. We have forge, don't follow, pave a new path, and be the leader you wish you had. And that's exactly what you become. And there's so much pride in position. And other people will look at you and say, wow, they make it look so easy. But you will know deep down everything that you had to go through, and the timing and the planning and the leaps of faith that you had to take to achieve your goal. And you make other people believe that it's possible. You have a very high influence towards, like, again, masculine energy coming through. We have lifting the veil, questioning everything, and anything unaligned must go. And that's the first step, Spirit says here, in being able to move into this beautiful position and able to set yourself up for these launches. Now, they are talking about someone that may be working like for the government or for some like big organization or something right now. And you may, again, have been working there for quite a while or quite a long time. That could be why it feels like a secure path, and it is consistent. They're not saying it's not consistent. They're saying that there's more to you, and you know that there is, and there's more to this life than what you've been experiencing. And they fear that you're kind of bored. It's like, I feel like someone's worried about like keeping themselves like motivated, or keeping themselves like keeping their mind fresh. We have here the frog and the lotus. It says metamorphosis. And this is what's happening. It's a beautiful transformation. And what's beautiful about it is that the frog can navigate the spiritual realm and the practical realm easily, the water and the earth. And so they're asking you to trust in your highest self, asking you to trust in this future version of you. We also have the goat and the willow. It says overcoming obstacles. And they're just referencing the greatest of all time with this goat. And they want to remind you about your skills and everything that you have to offer. They're showing like the goat scaling a very vertical landscape where they only have like a tiny quarter of an inch to hold on to the side. We have forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. And we also have here breathe, slow down, and contemplate the tea, violets, and ivy tangled around the eaves. You don't have to solve everything today. We have wallflower and look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. You may feel like you're kind of minimized in your current position. And even maybe you feel even minimized sometimes in your own relationship cycles too, because of the energetic entanglement that you have surrounding your career. You may just feel like you are settling in a lot of different areas in your life. But Spirit says you gaining mastery over this section of your settling, this practical arena, is going to give you the confidence to never ever settle and never ever minimize your voice or your perspective in any situation, including your relationships. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. 7 of Wands. The Judgment's coming reversed and it popped out of the bowl. That's always a weakness or a fear of change, and that's the weakness perhaps within us right now that stops us from really going towards the desires of our heart. They're asking for a determined focus, even if we don't feel ready. Sometimes we have to launch ourselves before we feel 100% prepared. And you may be a creature of habit that has a really hard time stepping out of a pattern that you've created for yourself. So this is where Spirit says you are reinventing the expectation, reinventing the wheel, showing that there's no limitations in you. We have the shovel, we have the hospital. So again, somebody could be working in a hospital environment. I did mention that this could be like an institution of some kind. We also have here the silver dollar from the Calgary Stampede from 1982. It says Pete Knight and calf roping. So I think of the Knight of Pentacles. We have the letter M and I. We have the leaf of change. We also have angels watching over, but I always think of children as a influence for your life, so that you may be heavily influenced by children. But we also have the shovel. It's like digging ourselves a deeper pit on the certain path or the course that we're on in this moment. And so Spirit's asking you to get out of a rut. They're asking you to make your inspirations come true. They are seeing somebody moving into like an entrepreneurial realm or launching a business. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, but be sure to hit your notification bell if you do so that I can notify you if you are chosen the winner. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and that link is below as well. And I just hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to Judgment, and this is your reading. An urgent message from your future self. How will your life transform when you stop settling? Now, the Judgment card here is about transformation, and it's a call to action. It's really asking us to reflect upon anything that isn't balanced for us so that we can live an authentic life where we're actually walking the path that we want to walk. This is a call that perhaps has been poking at you for a while here as well. That you were never meant to play it small in life or to minimize your own needs in life. We get told by the collective sometimes that we should settle for less or that things are good enough, but that was never you. This could be referencing a lot of major themes for you, pile number 2, because the Judgment can have so many ramifications towards relationships, career, even our belief systems and our faith. We could be playing small or living small when Spirit's telling us that we should be heeding the call of change. So let's take a look and see how this Spirit just said this is like a moment where your soul is getting loud. Your higher self, your future self is calling out to you, but it's like yelling out to you. We have the Three of Swords. Spirit says that sometimes you have held back your truth, or you've minimized yourself to make other people comfortable. It's like you purposefully in relationships, romantic relationships, you dim your light for the benefit of other people. Page of Cups. And as a result, I feel like people just consistently have disappointed you overall. It's like you're waiting for real love. You're waiting for true love, perhaps, in your life. Here's the Death. Here's the Strength. But because we've created a consistency of settling, for instance, or a consistency of minimizing our own needs for other people, that's the communication we've sent to the universe about what we expect next. And Spirit doesn't want you waiting for anything. But this new version of you, there's your higher self, your future self really wants you to know that this new version of you is your rebirth. And it's someone who refuses to shrink to fit in other people's boxes. And when we stop settling, we rise to the call and we claim the life that we deserve. We claim the relationship and the experiences that we deserve. Because you are here at the Death, right in the center of your reading, you are on the precipice of change. And maybe we don't know if we're strong enough. Maybe we don't know if we're strong enough, because right now they say that, especially in love, you settle a lot in love, or you have settled in the past in love. And they're saying that this has come from perhaps even your childhood and how safe and secure you felt in those environments of being authentically yourself, where you learned the skill set to minimize your needs to make everybody else comfortable. It's like you were trained to settle. And they're highlighting like feminine energy. It has something to do with your childhood and how you were raised. It could even have a cultural influence where the divine feminine was trained to settle for less or trained to expect less. And so this is like an indoctrination that you're actually breaking through. Here's the Six of Cups and there's the Hermit. But now I'm hearing the Hermit say, because the Hermit is sitting on top of a mountain. It's like you've climbed and you've jumped through the hoops of everybody else's expectations, and it's left you feeling lonely and maybe isolated. There's literal gaps in what was promised to you. If you listened to everybody's advice, if you followed all the rules in life, if you tried to be loving and accepting and be the perfect partner for people, and it still left you feeling lonely and isolated. And so there's almost an anger that's brewing up for you from the past. Like there could be an anger that you're also minimizing right now because, again, it's not right for you to, according to your upbringing or according to the indoctrination. It's not right for you to express yourself fully. It's not right for you to want more for yourself, because that's an act of selfishness. And this is where your higher self, your future self, is here to say, not only will you benefit from not settling anymore and not listening to the notes of everyone else's opinions, but future generations, and they're talking about females, they're really highlighting the female line, future generations will benefit from you breaking that chain, breaking that expectation. And I keep hearing that song by Vince Gill where he says, go rest high on that mountain, your work on earth is done. Like your work in this realm, on this side of the hurdle, is over. And they keep singing that song, and they bring in the part about heaven. So they're talking about a religious or a cultural expectation as well that's wrapped up in this indoctrination. So it's like we're struggling with that too. We're struggling with these ideas and these beliefs, but also an intrinsic belief that I do deserve love, and I do deserve to be supported in love, and I do deserve a relationship that's going to be mutual. Because Spirit says you've been lowering your standards. And you've been doing it since you were young. We have the Strength. They say in order to not settle anymore and to go into a new timeline, we're going to have to tame the fears of disappointing other people. Here's the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Swords. And they want you to know that it's not, because they're highlighting selfishness. It's like feeling selfish if I go for something that I want in my heart. But it's this indoctrinated idea that's made you feel a selfishness connected to your desires and your wishes and your dreams. And you're learning not to minimize your voice anymore. Your future self is asking you if you're ready to live fully. Here's the Six of Swords. And you're not doing it alone. That's why your future self is coming forward. They're like, let me help you. We have the Four of Cups. And they're even saying you don't have to feel like you are completely ready for launch. You don't have to feel like you are without fear. You can do it afraid. They're saying that you've ignored your own needs for too long in order to keep other people satisfied. We have the Four of Pentacles. Back of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Now, there's an emphasis on family here. Here's the Empress. First of all, they want you to understand what you're gaining. It doesn't matter what your goals are, but what they're really showing me here, they're showing you in new homes. They're showing you in a family energy. They're showing you with children. They're showing you in a loving partnership. They're showing you sitting in a position where you're no longer chasing anything. You don't chase when you're the Empress. You are abundance. You are abundance when you are the Empress. Personified, you are the abundance when you are the Empress. And they're saying that the path that you've been on in settling for less in your relationships, and I'm not even talking just romantic relationships, I'm talking about all emotional relationships, with family, with friends, with romantic relationships, maybe even within your career. Always minimizing yourself. But now this Queen steps forward and she no longer does that. She takes a passive approach. She waits for things to come to her. And the Queen of Swords is not afraid to ask for what she wants. I often say this, not afraid to ask for what you want, not afraid to cut people out if they don't serve you. And they are saying that on this path, you are almost anticipating certain people in your life that will not want to communicate with you, or that there will be a transition. There could be an ending to certain collaborations. When you reveal yourself to be who you are, there are going to be some people in your life that have gotten used to the idea of the type of person that they have created for you in their mind. There's a version of you that lives inside of everyone's brain, and you do not have to jump through the hoops of the expectations of that person's expectation. So some people will not be able to handle your voice. And some relationships, again, not all romantic, but some relationships will be altered and will be changed. But that's because you're digging deeper into the relationship you're forging with yourself, and you're making that the priority. And that some people are not going to be used to it. They're not going to be able to recognize this new version of you, and they're not going to celebrate it the way that Spirit will celebrate with you. But that's okay, because you're building a new island. You're building your own island of abundance because you chose to listen to your higher self, because you chose to fight through all the drama and all the opinions of other people. You create the life you've always wanted. And if I'm being honest with you, Spirit's highlighting you as the star of like a family chain. You being inspirational for people that have come behind you, and even people that have come before you will look at you and say, wow, I can't believe she did that. Even if it meant maybe losing that one person that can't handle this change, disappointing certain people so that you could stand in your abundance. This is worth it. It's worth disappointing some of those people's expectations to get to this place of connection, of financial abundance, of upgrades, of security, of perhaps motherhood and children for some people. All because you did it afraid. And they're bringing forward the institution again. They're bringing forward the religious institution for someone watching, and that may not resonate with every person, but there's like a religious belief system or indoctrination that plays a role here for someone, or a cultural expectation that plays a role, and it feels like a huge sacrifice to disappoint those expectations. But Spirit is here to assure you that on the other side of that leap, it is not as scary as you think that it is. We have here Star Family. You're a part of a team of souls. Call in support. So they are actually highlighting like family, the past playing a major role here. But Spirit says that's our earthly family. We have a star family as well. And if we don't feel supported by the practical people in our life that we've grown up with, for instance, then we still have assets. We still have support systems. All we have to do is ask our angels for help, ask our angels for a little bit of confidence and a leap of faith. It says here, forge, don't follow, pave a new path, and be the leader you wish you had. This card actually came out in pile number 1 as well. In regards of how your life will transform. It's going to transform in every single arena. You're no longer going to be waiting for satisfaction, and you're no longer going to be settling for just a piece of what could be yours. You're taking it. We have baby steps. It says, follow your intuition before it even makes sense. We also have lost lands. It says here, you've done this before. And we also have here big picture thinking, visionary and inspired ideas. And the big picture from your star ancestors here says, like, take a little bit of a deeper look. The big picture is this beautiful outcome for you. This beautiful outcome for you. And we can't achieve the world unless we take that leap of faith with the Fool first. We have adapt, and you will get yourself where you want to be. Spirit says a lot of the adaptations just coming in the mind, because you're not physically stuck anywhere. We have transform and rise above any situation to become the best version of you. Back of the deck says forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. Now, in this process, you may be consumed or worried about this aspect of other people forgiving you for disappointing them. But the truth is, they should be the ones asking for your forgiveness. And ultimately, you're going to come to a place of awareness in your judgment phase where you are forgiving them for their folly, forgiving them for their lack of support, forgiving them and anyone in your life in your past that has helped to contribute to this settling energy. Because the truth is that you're also developing more awareness than them. And you're able to offer them grace, even if they can't return it overall. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. 3 of Cups. Now, 3 of Cups is reversed. They're talking here about like gossip and lack of support. And again, perhaps in the family unit. And this is something that we could be bracing ourselves for. It's like, what if I'm truly seen and I'm not supported? And Spirit says that's one of the things that we're facing. That's why we stay in a settling situation, or we tolerate less than what we deserve, because we're so afraid of these people that are holding us prisoner in these thoughts and these expectations of not supporting us. But they're already not supporting the truest version of you. You have to be apologetic for some of the truest thoughts that you've had in that environment. And so Spirit says you can almost expect there to be gossip, and you can almost expect there to be a confusion, and expect them to kind of show this to you. Expect it to kind of make an impact. But it's kind of like a video game. When we recognize an obstacle coming towards us, we can better navigate how to avoid that obstacle, or at least how to have it impact us so greatly that it ends us in that moment. We have a baby in the bowl. We also have here Saint Therese. She is a saint that promised to spend her heaven doing good on earth. So she oftentimes likes to send a rose to let you know that she's praying for you and that she's working on your requests to God. So there's, again, a strong religious aspect. So they're showing me like the three great big religions. So there could be an influence culturally as well. We have I, Q, and J. We have V. We do have here the fish bones that are black. I think of the Ten of Swords, and it's sitting in a state of limbo. So this is defeat. This is feeling overwhelmed with thought. This is fear and feeling helpless. It's sitting in a state of limbo. And Spirit says we may continue to sit in that state until we let towers fall, the old indoctrinations, the old belief systems. They say eventually the dust will settle. Eventually there'll be a clear foundation on which for you to rebuild on. And we even have, again, baby here, so they could be referencing your childhood, but also children for your future. Teresa could be a very important name as well, related to you. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I update that shop every day. But come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the 9 of Cups, and this is your reading. A message from your future self. How does your life transform once you stop settling? Now, the 9 of Cups, you can see her hand is on her hips, and she's holding that 9 of Cups. She's also got this thing around her neck that I always think of like blocking the vocal cords, or stopping us from speaking up. It's like we're waiting for our wish fulfillment to come in. You could be waiting for a person to notice you. You could just be waiting for love to come in, or waiting for something amazing to happen. But this card, they're actually specifically speaking about your pile and how everything that you want comes back to you when you start to choose yourself. When you no longer wait for someone to offer you what you're looking for, but you start to choose yourself. It's like the universe naturally opens up. It's like once you choose yourself, everything that you want starts to choose you back. So let's take a look here and see what your future self is saying about how your life will transform once you stop settling. Now, we settle in a lot of different ways, in careers, in love, with our own behaviors towards ourselves. We have the High Priestess, so your higher self is coming forward right now. Here's the 9 of Wands. The Strength. A lot of Leo energy coming through. We have the World. We have Justice. Back of the deck is the 3 of Wands, and we have the 4 of Wands. Now, this is speaking to what you're kind of building for yourself and what you might be manifesting for yourself once you start or stop settling. So let's get some clarity here. Because looking to the future, they're seeing reasons to celebrate. The 4 of Wands can be a marriage card. It can be a card of building a career, or a new foundation in career with another person. But we have a lot of nods to emotional fulfillment. And that's what they're saying. It's like you're waiting for emotional fulfillment or wholeness. And you might be waiting for someone to offer it to you. But again, once we start to choose ourselves, then everything that we want starts to choose us back. We have the Magician. They're saying that in your past, whether it be in your relationships or your work cycles, there's a feeling of chasing validation. And when we chase, oops, on the floor. And we have 10 of Swords now coming reversed with the Ace of Pentacles. It's like we're chasing validation in our career or with our relationships. But it actually, when we're chasing validation, it stops our alignment in some way, because we're not walking our path, we're walking the path of someone else's expectations. So it's like we're chasing something, and it just defeats us. It just makes us feel exhausted, because your role was never to chase anything. Your role was to attract all good things. Here is the Queen of Pentacles. And they're talking about high stress situations, high stress environments. Here with this Ace of Pentacles reversed, that led to the depletion. But now the Ten of Swords reversed does speak about forgiveness, moving forward. And this is not, Spirit's not here to throw darts at you. A lot of the collective are chasing validation. In fact, most of the collective are chasing validation. They want you to be more forgiving of yourself. They want you to be kinder to yourself. You're really hard on yourself. And they're talking about how this stress will manifest in so many different ways. It's like mental health stress, it's financial stress that you could be dealing with, and it can feel like, again, it's like a lack of empowerment. This empowerment, the Magician, of all the elements that we control, is supporting the Nine of Wands, which means that we're already tired. We're already getting exhausted standing at this post, trying to micromanage everything. And they're saying that you actually stop yourself from being able to experience so much. You even sometimes stop yourself from doing anything outside of work. Like you are always working and you're always struggling. And it feels like you struggle a lot with your finances sometimes too, which only seems to catapult anxieties within the mental health realm as well. Because it's like, I'm tired of being independent. I'm tired of doing this alone, is what it feels like. I'm tired of doing this alone. And even if you're in a relationship, but you may not be, you may still feel like you do everything alone. Even if you're a parent, you may be a parent, maybe you're a single parent, or maybe you're in a partnership, but you're still tired of doing it all alone. But there's also this depletion and so much stress. It's like you settle because you don't have enough energy stored to manifest positive change. It's not even like you're trying to do it cognizant, like in a cognitive way. You're trying to do it. You're trying to move out of struggle, move into deeper connection, move into more happiness, into more abundance. But it's like you're waiting for an event because you don't have anything left inside of you. You're depleted. You could be depressed. You could be doing everything for everyone else, but you're not doing for yourself. Like other people aren't settling around you, you're settling. Eight of Cups. And this is where Spirit says, it's almost from your future self saying things have to change. Things have to change. Because you can't give from an empty cup. And you've been giving, I think you've been coasting off of fumes for quite a while here. And they're speaking about somebody who may have had like a nervous breakdown, or someone who's struggling with this concept of like, I don't even have time for a nervous breakdown. I'm waiting for something good to happen. I've been sitting here on the precipice of change, waiting for something good to come in. Maybe waiting for a partnership, someone to share this struggle with us. And this is where Spirit, they have the Two of Cups now back of deck with the Knight of Pentacles. It's like we want someone to support us. But maybe we've had to be so independent for so long. Now Spirit is letting you know as well that you are not going to be alone. That we see beautiful things coming in your future, but they're asking for determination. And a determination that puts the focus back on you as the individual. Because this Nine of Cups is also representing emotional wholeness. And this is what Spirit says, we have settled in the past. We haven't achieved the emotional wholeness. We're sitting in the Nine of Wands. We're trying to capitalize on strength and the fumes to just get us through this phase. But we're in a recovery phase now. We're moving into a recovery phase. And this is what you have to look forward to. They're saying you have relationships to look forward to. You have beautiful relationships where you're building a life with another person to look forward to moving into the future. But we are manifesting that. And so Spirit says we have to call our energy back. Because we are being sequestered from every single angle. We're trying to do everything ourselves. And in those physical actions, that is how we are settling for less. We're doing everything. And in our minds, sometimes we will argue with ourselves and say, yeah, I'm not settling. I'm just working really hard and I'm just really busy and I just don't have any time. I don't have time to do anything other than settle. I don't have any time other than to work with what I've got. But this is where Spirit feels like your focus on self is so important. They feel like it is paramount, not that you just get sleep, because you may be getting a little bit of sleep, but not enough. But it's also paramount that you do things that are just for you. To tell the universe that you're no longer settling for that. And they're talking about being determined to fight for this, to fight for time for yourself, to fight for spending time with friends and people that make you feel more whole, more included, and more belonged, like you belong in that environment. They don't want you to be complacent because of the roles that you play, the different roles that you play, the roles in the work realm, the roles perhaps with motherhood or fatherhood. They feel like there's always going to be something that you put ahead of yourself, and that will never stop until you stop that in its track. They say that true intelligence is truly taking care of yourself. They say that doing something you don't want to do, but you know that it's good for you, is the best form of self-love and self-care. But in this case, all they're asking you to do is to challenge yourself to take time for yourself. Because that is a place where you have allowed yourself to settle. You've allowed yourself to be everything for everyone, but that has depleted you. And Spirit says that we're not casting stones, we're not throwing darts at these people. Maybe they need us to look after them. Maybe they're children, maybe it's work realm responsibilities. So we're forgiving that, and we're forgiving ourselves, and we're allowing ourselves to acknowledge our stress, and then we're reacting to that. We're taming that fear and that stress down by laughing, by going out, by having fun. And everyone's version of fun is different. Some people it'll just be a movie. Some people it'll be a run. They'll take time to go for a run. Some people it'll be getting together with friends. But there's a determination that your future self says you need to apply to yourself. Because this is self-care. Otherwise, it's like we're depleted. And they're actually saying that when it comes to getting help and having a partner who is going to support you, who's going to be there for you, this is happening more quickly than you realize. This is coming in for you faster than you're anticipating. You will build a foundation with another person. But right now you're working on your foundation, your half of the foundation. And we don't want cracks in that concrete. Because then it won't matter how much weight we put on top of it. If there's cracks in the concrete, it's bound to fall over. Here we have the Page of Pentacles. They actually see for you, Pile 3, for some watching, they actually see opportunities for you to meet new people within 2026. As I said, the worst is behind you when it comes to waiting for new emotional starts. But Spirit is reminding you that you need to work on your emotional fullness and wholeness now in preparation, almost as a guidance system to the universe about what you're expecting. It's hard to expect anything when we're so depleted. But that's why the Magician is here to call back your energy from every person, place, or thing that has willingly or unwillingly taken it. So we have it to manifest this positive change in the future. And the secret ingredient is you. Not giving yourself permission to settle because you have so many more responsibilities sitting in front of you. You have to be priority number one. You have to be priority number one. There's no point in putting a cart before a horse. it's never going to move. If we don't have health within what's the driving force, then how are we going to move forward into the directions, into the desires of our hearts? And what you have waiting for you is relationships that feel mutual, that feel supportive. You have someone that's going to help you to stay focused when oncoming traffic of emotional fear or mental health issues come up. You have a partner that's going to be consistent. Here's the Knight of Pentacles. Emperor energy, Aries coming through, a lot of Leo, a lot of Libra coming through as well. For some, the Spirit's saying that within 4 months, the first 4 months of 2026, you're going to see something happen for you, especially if you implement some of the advice that Spirit has for you at this time of pushing yourself into a position where you are supporting yourself. You're no longer going to put yourself at the back of the line or at the bottom of the list. You're now priority number 1 moving forward. And this is going to be affecting the timeline for some watching. We have earthed. Learning how to be human. You're in the world, but you're not of the world. We also have here weight of the world. Boundaries, let it go. It is not yours to carry. We also have all paths that lead home. So turn your gaze within. When you're listening to the intuition inside of your heart, it's going to challenge you to do things that break you free of indoctrinated ideas and break you free of expectations and even settling energy that we apply to ourselves. It's like we can be our own worst enemy when it comes to what we're settling for, but we are also the key to the solution. You are the solution. They see beautiful things coming in your future, and they want you to be determined to fight for it. And it all comes down to being willing to do things for self. Being willing to put yourself up on the top of that priority list. And they're talking even about like eating crumbs or begging for crumbs when you're the one you're the table and yet you're begging for crumbs. They're even showing someone who will like feed the kids and then just eat over the sink. You know, like feed the kids a beautiful meal you worked really hard on, but then having just a little bit left and eating it over the sink. We have here, dare, take a risk and fly. They're saying that some of this momentum may actually lead you to changing things. Like you may start to recognize when you start to actually give to yourself that the places that you were focusing a lot of your energy are not very satisfying. Even like the work realm, for instance, you may decide to switch careers. You may go so far in unsettling yourself that you put yourself in a brand new situation. But the outcome that I think you're waiting for and looking for will be this beautiful relationship. We have hidden depths. You only see the surface, look beyond. And surrender to the last hour when the light barely touches the flowers on the back of that deck. My light in the center just went out, perhaps highlighting depletion for you, Pile 3. Here's the Page of Cups. And you may be waiting for like new love to come in. You may just have been waiting so long because you feel like you're trying to manifest the positive change and the positive relationships that you're hoping for. Here's the Eight of Wands. Now things are moving forward more rapidly than you realize. This Eight of Wands is like a momentum. You also may feel a certain amount of pressure. They're talking about pressure that you're putting on yourself to get to a position where you're secure. And they say some of it's like financial or it's like logistical. It's like practical type of security. It's like we've likened new relationships and new positions with that sense. It's like we're just waiting for things to be easier across the board. We have wrenches in our plans. We have Y and O. We also have Cupid's arrow coming in out of the blue. We have wishful thinking for Aquarius. Aquarius, a very strong Aquarius energy here, but they're also speaking about depression too that has come through. And they're talking about a wrench in our plans connected to depression. It's like they're talking about almost ingrained depression. So there could even be like a family history of that. There's a fork in the road coming, and we have this leap of faith, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, that's going to be playing a major role. All right, pile 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I do update that shop daily. But come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.